In this set of videos, we're looking at the first Solids editing tools. And we're working with the modified Solids toolbox. And let's open that up right now. If we look at the Solids toolbox, this is the one that we want. Modify Solids. So let's click on that and open it as a toolbox. And you'll see that there are quite a few tools on this toolbox. Most of them are fairly simple to use. And I'll be going through them fairly quickly. But I expect, of course, that you will want to try more and more examples so that you're fully conversant with these tools, because they are very important. Keep in mind that so far we've worked with Solids primitives for the most part, but now we need to edit those primitives into more sophisticated solids. Let's get started with the first tool, which is Draw on Solid. And this tool allows you to draw line, block, circle, and curve elements on the surfaces of solids. These 2D elements create faces on the solid and then can be used by the next tool, Modify Solid, to edit that solid. And the drawn elements are placed on the solid in standard drawing style. Partial lines or open curves placed on a face will automatically extend to the nearest edge. Curves can be projected onto a solid, and this is a tool that you would use. It's called Imprint Curves. The Offset Edges option will copy the edges of a face, which is called the Loop method, or individual edges, called the Edges method, also onto the adjacent face. The Edge-to-Edge option for the line mode only will automatically locate the compass on the face where the line is first started. Makes more sense to use the Draw on Solid tool as we look at the next editing tool. So let's go there right away, and it's this tool here, which is the Modify Solid Entity tool. This tool acts much like the standard Stretch tool, and it can modify more than one face of a solid at a time, and adjacent faces are automatically modified if necessary. If Extrude Faces is on, the face is extruded but the original face remains. Use this option with faces drawn on an element. Full Dynamics lets you see changes dynamically as you use the tool. I have Full Dynamics on and you'll see what I mean. So I select the solid, I select that face. I want to select the top face. I hold down the Control key and select the top face. Now don't data point to accept at this point, simply drag upwards. And you'll see the top face extending and the diagonal face becoming smaller, which automatically makes the top face larger. There. This is what I mean about adjacent faces are automatically edited if necessary. Let's undo that again. Control Z. And this time, I want to select the back face behind the object, but I don't want to actually turn the object around. That's just making work for myself. I'd like to be able to select that back face without doing that. So the procedure is as follows. I will select the solid. I'll select this face. And at this point, I hit Reset. So I press the right button, and the back face is selected. Now I can drag that away and extend the object in that direction. So it's entirely possible to select faces which you cannot see by first selecting a face in front of the face, resetting, which should, if all goes well, select the hidden face. This takes a little bit of practice, and I strongly suggest you do that. Let me do it again for you. Control Z. Let's select this vertical back face that we can't see here too. So I select the solid. I'll select the front here, data point on it. Now reset, and the back face is selected. Now I can move that backwards. So do try that, because it does save a lot of time. Now, if you have a really complicated object and you're having problems with this, then by all means rotate the view to see the faces that you want. Let's try a different example. Let's look at this one, which has curves. Let me show you what it looks like with rendering. Let's try the tool again. I'm still in faces here. Let's extend this curved face here. So we select the solid, and I select this face, and the compass is automatically in place, and I can drag this face outwards. I can also drag inwards, of course. Let's drag this one inwards. So select the solid, accept it, and right-click, and I select the back face, and I can pull that inwards, or outwards if I want. There. So again, it's that reset that selects that back face. So now it looks like that. And since you're using AccuDraw to supply that distance dimension, you can enter a distance value in AccuDraw for the face offset, or use the distance value in the tool settings window. It's also quite possible to snap to other elements for the distance value, but you need to think carefully about the drawing plane orientation and the snap points. Sometimes you'll see a note in the status line saying unable to move face. This is MicroStation telling you that the tool cannot do what you're asking it. Example of this is if you try to stretch a face above the level of other faces, sometimes MicroStation will refuse to do this. We'll see an example of this as we proceed.